Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a story time video, and this is going to be the story time of like one of the worst interviews, I think. Actually, I've had a lot of bad interviews, but this is going to be one of them. Well, I actually think I can mention the company, and I don't even remember the people's names. So without further ado, if you guys want to hear about the worst interview I've had, then just keep on watching. Alright, so this interview was for a beauty consultant position. This was for an interview at Macy's. They have an impulse store inside of their like little downstairs area where I went. I knew Macy's sold makeup, but I didn't know they actually had like a name for their little area, which is called Impulse Beauty. So first off, I went to the mall and I was buying a lot of makeup that day, and I was with my boyfriend. So we were at the mall, and I had gone to Macy's because I wanted a Anastasia Beverly Hills glow kit, and they were completely sold out at the Sephora. So I was like, you know what, let's just go check this little area in Macy's and see if they have it. If not, then we'll go, it's fine. So anyway, I could have bought it online. I didn't even know that glow kit was permanent, so I don't even know I was tripping. But anyway, I walked into the impulse store, that little area where they have like the makeup, and I went towards like the ABH like spot, and I picked up my glow kit, and then I went to check it out because that was the only thing I wanted. I didn't need to like browse around or anything. So there was 3 girls there, and they came up to me. Of course, I was getting rung up, and I was like, oh, can I check out here? And they were like, yeah, of course. So they were really, really friendly. One of them was about to quit. Another one was there permanently. She was telling me that she wanted to apply for MAC. And then another one, I believe, I don't know if she wanted to leave soon, but she was kind of like with the other 2 girls. So anyway, they were ringing me up, and they were kind of like, oh, like, what'd you buy at Sephora? So we're going through my bag, and they were like, oh, like, you could have bought this here. And just kind of like telling me like, oh, I really love this bronzer and stuff. They were kind of going through like my Sephora bag and just seeing like what I had. And then they were telling me that day I didn't even wear lashes. I think I wore lashes, but I don't even think I applied them right. And I had just worn the most basic makeup ever because I had just gotten out of work. I told my boyfriend like, hey, you want to go to the mall? And we had gotten an Uber to take us to the mall, and I was kind of just showing him around that mall because he had never been there. So yeah, like it was a really quick kind of like last minute date, so I just threw on like my natural beat face, which is this one right here. This is like my go-to makeup look. So anyway, I had gone to the store. They were kind of being like really friendly, and at one point they told me that they really liked my makeup and that I should apply for Macy's Impulse Beauty store. They told me that a lot of the stuff that I had in my bag they got for free. So I was like, excuse me, like that sounds amazing. Where do I sign up? So they told me like what to do and where to apply and stuff, and they were just like, yeah, like tell them that I recommended you, tell them my name, and I'll let them know like a good word for you. So yeah, we were just kind of like chatting. I left, and then like a couple days later I actually filled out the application in the store. I had gone with one of my close friends at work. I kind of just told him because he's really into makeup. I was like, hey, like they're hiring at this Macy's, and like it's for makeup, and we can get like free makeup and stuff like gratis. So like we should totally apply together. Like even if I only get the job or you only get the job, like it's a really great opportunity because we both really, really fuck with makeup. So we had gone that weekend to apply inside of the Macy's because apparently that's where you can only apply. So we went to the mall, we went to Macy's, and we were applying for the Impulse Beauty position. So then, like a couple days later, I was still working at Starbucks with my manager that ratted me out. I will leave that story time link down below if you guys don't know about her yet. But, yeah. So, basically, that's how it happened. I have told you guys in that story time that I was trying to get a job for, like, a makeup position because I love makeup. Makeup is one of my greatest passions in life, and I was just really excited to give it a shot. So anyway, like a couple days later, they sent me an email saying like, okay, like we're looking forward to scheduling an interview with you. And me and my best friend were both freaking out like at work. We were like, oh my god, like I can't believe they emailed us, like they want to interview us, like, you know, this is like the final step before we get hired. So We went and we scheduled an interview. We had gone around the same time. His was scheduled like half an hour before mine, but I actually was in that interview for a very long time. It was just her professionalism that was just so disgusting. So anyway, she wasn't like the worst. She didn't have like a bad attitude, but the interview was complete bullshit. So anyway, she was asking me kind of like, you know, what experience I had with this kind of position, if I was comfortable doing makeup or applying products onto other people. And I was like, yes, of course, like I've done makeup on other people. I'm a beauty advisor at Walgreens because I was working 2 jobs then. So I was telling her that I was a beauty advisor at Walgreens and I was really well disciplined. Like I knew how to disinfect stuff because I had previous like also like freelance experience. Well, like, you know, I had done a couple of Girls for Prom and just like a couple other people throughout like my experience. It wasn't anything like super crazy, but I had kind of just like chalked it up enough where it sounded like I had a lot of experience. I was giving her the best answer that I could and I was completely calm. I have really bad anxiety, so interviews just make me so anxious. Like I just want to get them over with, but I will still like not even let you intimidate me. Like I will be like unbreakable, like bitch come at me. But at one point in the interview, she was asking me stuff like, oh, if you were to, she was asking me a question about if I wanted to sign people up for like a Macy's credit card, like what would I do? And I was explaining to her what I would do. This is what pissed me off. She would keep asking me the questions when it wasn't the answer she wanted. And that's what I didn't fuck with, because I was like, okay, when you're interviewing someone and you ask them a question, let's say she asked me, okay, let's put it into example. Let's say she would have asked me, how would you get someone to be excited to come back to you and for you to have an upcoming client the next time that they come in? You know, for them to be excited about coming to me and only come to me, what would I do? I answered that question and I told her like, I would be really friendly to them. I would ask them how their day was going. I would tell them my name. I would ask them for their name. I would tell them what they were looking for. Just like telling her what I would do. And I guess she didn't fuck with my answer. I don't know. But she didn't really like the way I answered it or my answers. So she kept asking me the question. That didn't sit right with me, because I was like, you're talking to me like I'm stupid. And I don't like that. Like, I don't get it. If you're asking me a question, I'm not supposed to know the fucking answer on your paper, so why are you asking me the question 30 million times? Like, if all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, oh, you know what? This is the answer you're looking for. No, she was going off a fucking book. I'm obviously not gonna know what's on the book, because this is an interview that I've never been to, and I didn't fucking look up what you wanted from Macy's. Like, this is irritating me all over again. I was so irritated in that interview. I was just like, lady, you're asking me 30,000 questions and we're not going to get through any of them if you keep fucking repeating them because you don't like what I'm answering. She wasn't even in charge of the Beauty Impulse, like, she wasn't even a manager. They were getting someone from like clothing or jewelry to do the interview for someone that was being hired for a Beauty Impulse position. Macy's, that's where you fucked up. If I want to be interviewed to be a fucking giraffe, you would tell me that I have to go and be interviewed by someone that knows about giraffes or is a fucking giraffe themselves. But if I want to be a giraffe and you're interviewing me from a fucking frog's perspective, then obviously shit's gonna go one way or the other and it's not gonna go right. Anyway, after like 40 minutes of her wasting my time that I will never get back, she said like, oh, thank you for coming to our interview. And you know what, that day I was just frustrated at that point. I was like, you know what, just tell me what you didn't like and what you would recommend for me to do the next time I come to a fucking interview. But I'm also not a kiss house. I'm not gonna beg her. You know, I was just like, give me your feedback. How do you think that this interview went? She started talking about her kids, how her kids and like how the real world, and I was just like, that's not what I asked you, lady. I should be repeating the same question to you until you get it right. But after that, turns out that me and my friend both had super shitty interviews. His cut it too short and mine extended it too fucking long, expecting me to wave a fucking wand and come up with a miracle answer on my fucking forehead. but that obviously didn't happen. So yeah, that was the story of my worst interview. I hope that if you do get interviewed at Macy's or anywhere, it's actually someone that's corresponding to the position that you want. Maybe they're a beauty impulse manager. I also had a really bad interview at Chick-fil-A, even though after that bad interview at Macy's, I actually went and ate Chick-fil-A because food always makes everything better. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, make sure to leave a like down below. Tell me what your worst interview was. Did you have a worst interview? Am I the only one that has shitty interviews? Did you get a job for that shitty interview? Because after that, they told me that they would email me, and they told me that I can apply for other Macy's positions, but they were going to move forward with other consultants. So I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye!